Hello, everyone. Today we are talking about DIY options, which is honestly one of my favorite topics in the organizing realm. As you may know, in my organizing business, I try as hard as I can to avoid getting new items like new storage bins and drawer organizers and things like that for my clients. Instead, I try to repurpose things that they already have around the house, just to be able to get a little bit more creative and also reduce the amount of money that they're spending, as well as the amount of items that end up going into the landfill eventually. So, I'm just going to talk about a few little cool options. So I did a junk drawer organizing workshop at the Idea Exchange in Cambridge a couple years ago, and we did little junk drawer organizers out of cracker boxes. So this is one of my cracker boxes, and we basically got scrapbooking paper, taped it or glued it on the inside just so it's a bit more decorative. But it was just really fun, and it's such a cool way that you can get a little bit creative. You can leave it plain on the inside if you want. You don't have to decorate it. But then, this is a great size for pens and pencils. And then if you had different smaller sizes, you could put elastics or erasers or whatever items you have in your junk drawer. So this is one option. You can use cracker boxes, cereal boxes, whatever cardboard boxes you have around. Another great, there's so many options for drawer organizers. You can also use like tins. Oftentimes they will have maybe no lid on them. So they're just like just a tin that can't really be used for anything without the lid. So they're great for storing things in a drawer. So a lot of times I'll find items like that in clients' houses, or even decorative boxes that had maybe stationery or something in them. And these are just too cute to recycle and throw away. Something like this can be reused for a drawer. Another thing that I like to use is I like to purchase broccoli with the stem still attached. And so with broccoli, the best way to keep it fresh that I've found, because this is very firm still, and I bought this a week ago, is you put water in a mug or a glass or whatever container you have around you, and you just cut off the stem, cut off a bit of the end so that it's fresh, and then you keep it in the water, and it keeps it very, very firm and fresh. So I like to use mugs. I specifically chose one that had trees on it so that my broccoli would be inspired. But yeah, so using mugs for different purposes. You can also use mugs for like pen cups or that sort of thing. There's lots of different funky uses out there for mugs. You can use it as a toothbrush holder, whatever you need. I also, oftentimes when I'm organizing someone's Tupperware drawer, there are always either bins that are missing lids or lids without bases. So the ones without lids can be really functional for all sorts of things. I'm using this one currently to collect the pens and things that are dried up, and I'm going to recycle them at Staples. Some e-waste. I have like a printer ink cartridge here that I'm going to recycle as well. So I just store things in here that I'm eventually going to take to Staples or other places to recycle things. But it's just functional. I don't need to go and purchase a new bin. I can just use this little container that I've already had sitting in my home. Also, what else do I have on here? There's just so many cool DIY things. Mason jars are really great. In my kitchen video, you would have seen the mason jar that I had the rice in. So I like to use tomato sauce jars for bulk food purchasing and also for pantry storage. So mason jars are incredibly useful for so many different storage options. You can also get shoe boxes and either decorate them or leave them plain and use them to store different things. iPhone boxes are so sturdy, and if you use the lid, they can be great drawer organizers. And if you have several of them, you can kind of have a whole bunch of them in there. They're very solid though, so they're a great option. Also, good on one side paper, so paper that had stuff printed on it but is not needed anymore. Cut that up into pieces. I like to use them for grocery lists. I just have this little magnetic clip that I've had for I don't even know how many years, but I just keep this on the fridge for easy access. And yeah, just, giving the paper an extra life before it gets recycled. Sheet sets often come in fabric bags, so they can be really great storage bags for things, either for bulk shopping or for storing things when you're traveling. Yeah, file folders, those little, I don't have one, but those little magazine holders, they're called. They're usually they're up to fit an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, usually about this wide, and they're angled so you can see the sheet of paper coming out of it. It's a terrible description. Anyway, if you Google magazine file folders, they can be drilled into cupboards and used to store saran wrap or foil or those sort of things. So, thinking outside the box, it doesn't always have to be its intended purpose. It can be for something completely different. But yeah, so just get creative when you're decluttering. See if there's something that you would normally be just throwing into a garbage bag. Look at it and say, could this be used for something else? Even like single socks, you can use those as dusting cloths. But yeah, just kind of see what other options are available to you. And if it's not something that could be useful to you, but might be useful to someone else, you can always post it online for free and see if maybe someone would be interested in taking it off your hands. It might be the perfect item that they've been looking for. So definitely try to get creative, think outside the box, and reduce the amount of stuff going to landfill. I hope this was helpful, and yeah, have a great day. We will talk to you tomorrow.